Hey, what's up everybody? The Lone Top 10s here with another video just for you. Now, today's article, what I'm going to be talking about is a date called January 0. Now, I do know it is not an actual date in the Gregorian calendar, but trust me, it is actually an alternate name for December 31st, just for your info. Alright, or FYI. So, I guess literally for every single day, or at least every single New Year's Eve, you're just going to say January 0 to your parents, and then they're going to be like, "Oh my God, son, why are you thinking about January 0?" Well, here is how it works. Let's talk about it in an ephemeris. If anyone knows what that means, if no one knows what that is, that just simply means it gives the positions of naturally occurring astronomical objects, as well as artificial satellites, in the sky at a given name or times in specifically astronomy. So anyway, January 0 refers to the day before January 1st. So that is why I said January 0 is an alternate name for December 31st, if anyone gets it. It keeps the day in the year for which the ephemeris was published, thus avoiding any reference to the previous year, even though it is the same day as December 31st of the previous year. January 0 also occurs in the epoch for the ephemeris second. Alright. Now, an epoch is just like a moment of time used as a reference point for some time-variant astronomical quantity, such as the celestial coordinates or elliptical orbital elements of a celestial body, because they are subject to perturbations and vary with time. Just remember, that is specifically what an epoch is. It's longer than years, it's definitely longer than decades. Just want to let you know. Now, if you think about January 0 and software, you can definitely think about Microsoft Excel. Alright. Now, Microsoft Excel has a thing. Now, I do not have this on my computer at all, guys, but Microsoft Excel says the epoch of the 1900 day format is beginning with January 0, 1900. This is very, very crazy. It's also used in MATLAB. With the thing saying January 01 BC. You just think about that. Now, there's obviously lots of other dates that are being used, like lots of notable epoch dates in computing. There's been lots of dates, including January 1st, 1 AD, around the time when Jesus was born. Think about it. It was been featured on .NET with all three letters capitalized. It's Microsoft's .NET framework. That's when they used the January 1st, 1 AD. Now, think about it. It is the Common Era. That's when it first began. So that's why Microsoft decided to use January 1st, 1 AD for Microsoft.NET. They've also used it for a program called Go, which is a free and open source programmable language created at Google in 2007 by three people by the name of Robert Dreesemer, Rob Pike, and Ken Thompson. So I don't think none of you have heard of Go. January 1st, 1 AD was also used in Rex, which is restructured extended executor, something like that. It is a programming language developed at IBM by the dude by the name of Mike Cowlishaw, which he is an Englishman, a visiting professor at the Department of Computer Science at the University of Warwick, and fellow at the Royal Academy of Engineering. Now, obviously, there's one more that goes with January 1st, 1 AD, and it's called Radadi. It's a system for assigning numbers to calendar days, independent of any single calendar, for the purpose of calendrical calculations. It was named after the Latin ablative femini singular from a fixed date. Now, that was named by Howard Jacobson. The same system, including the same epoch, was used earlier. The Rex programming language has it since about 1980. Now, there's been several other epoch dates, including January 1st, 1601. Now, that was the first ever year of the 400-year Gregorian calendar cycle. At the time, Windows NT was made. And, yeah. So, January 1st, 1601 was used in 3 specific program devices, something like that. First up is called New Technology File System. Now, what it is, it's just like a proprietary file system developed by proprietary file system developed by Microsoft in 1993. The second one, on the other hand, is a COBOL, which is an acronym for Common Business Oriented Language. It's a compiled English-like pure programming language designed for business use. It's been around since 2002. Actually, it's not been around since 2002. It's actually been designed in 1959 by CODASL, or an acronym for Conference Committee on Data Systems Languages. Alright, so that's what that means. Alright, anyway. The third one, on the other hand, was Windows 32 and Windows 64. Alright. Or Win32 and Win64, if you like to call it short term. Now, what Windows 32, what I mean by that, is called Windows API, which is Microsoft's core set of application programming interfaces. That's what API literally means, by the way. Windows 64, on the other hand, it's been an API implemented on 64-bit platforms of the Windows architecture. Alright. And then we go on to December 31st, 1840. That's the next one we're going to talk about. Now, 1841 was a non-leap year several years before the birth year of the oldest living U.S. citizen when the language was designed. Now, that notable use for December 31st, 1840 was called MUMPS, which is Massachusetts General Hospital Utility Multi-Programming System, which was first appeared in 1966 and had a stable release in 1995. Alright, and then we go into November 17th, 1858. Now, that November 17th, 1858 is a zero of the modified Julian Day, or MJD, equivalent to Julian Day, let's see here. I do believe it is 22,400,000.5. That's what we mean by Julian Day. So, November 17th, 1858, that was used by VMS. Open VMS is a computer operating system for general purposing computing, which at first appeared in 1977. Then the United States Naval Observatory actually uses November 17th, 1858. Just if you guys do not know that. And then the DVB, or Digital Video Broadcasting, SI 16-bit day stamps, and, of course, other astronomy-related computations. Something like that. And then we go on to 2 days, like 2 consecutive days, December 30th and December 31st of the year 1899. First up, let's talk about December 30th. Now, that is the technical internal value used by Microsoft Excel for compatibility with Lotus 123, which is a discontinued spreadsheet program from the people of Lotus Software. It was first out in 2000. It actually was out in 1983 by IBM. The stable release is 2002, and of course, it's not even out anymore, because nobody really uses it. Alright, the people who have actually used December 30th, 1899 was Microsoft ComDate, Object Pascal, LibreOffice, Calc, and finally Google Sheets actually uses it. And then we go on to December 31st, 1899, which is a change in Microsoft's last version of non-Visual C /C++. or C or C++. That was subsequently reverted. Now, that was obviously used with the 7.0 version. So, anyway. And then we go on to another January 0, 1900. And, well, actually we just talked about. Let's go on to another one. January 1st, 1900. Now, January 1st, 1900, that's just like the first year of the 20th century. So this is quite obvious why these people have actually used it. Network Time Protocol have used this. IBM with their thing called CICS, or Customer Information Control System. It is some created by IBM. Mathematica, which is programmed by the people of Wolfram, created in 1988. And really some for those mathematical people out there. Obviously not 8th grade people like me, but like very, very smart people should probably use it. Next up we have the RISCOS, which is another computer operating system designed by people in England, released 1987. That's another one that uses January 1st, 1900. And then VME uses it, which is Virtual Machine Environment. Common Lisp uses it. And finally, the Michigan Terminal System, which was developed in 1967 in, obviously, the University of Michigan. Then we go on to January 1st, 1904, which is the first leap year of the 20th century. Woohoo! We got to 1904. Alright, what is here in January 1st, 1904? Who uses it, you might ask? Well, let me tell you. Laboratory Virtual Instrument Engineer Workbench, or LabVIEW, is one of the people that actually uses it with this initial release in 1986, which is around 31 years ago from now, in 2017. Then Apple Inc.'s Classic Mac OS, which was created in 1984, and wasn't around until 2001. Alright, and then there's the Palm OS, which was some mobile operating system created by Palm Incorporation, which I'm pretty sure nobody uses anymore. They might probably have it. I'm not exactly sure because I can't read your mind. Then there's MP4 that actually uses January 1st, 1904. Microsoft Excel optionally, just remember that. And finally, Igor Pro, which is a scientific data analysis software that was just created, or just had a stable release about a couple months ago in 2017. Alright, and then we go on to December 31st, 1967. The reason they did this is because that they chosen so that would pronounce 0 equals Saturday, 1 equals Monday, 2 equals Tuesday, 3 equals Wednesday, 4 equals Thursday, 5 equals Friday, and 6 equals Saturday. So the date mod's 7. Just remember that. And the ones who used it, PIC OS, or PIC operating system. And its variants include JBase, Universe, Uno, Universe, Unidata, Revelation, and Reality. Then we go on to January 1st, 1970. Now, this is a pretty obvious one. Some of you guys in computing and know a lot about time, but it's called Unix time. That's why January 1st, 1970 is used for a lot of these things, including the Unix epoch, obviously, aka POSIX time, used by Unix and Unix-like systems like Linux and the Mac OS, and lots of programming languages. Most C and C++ implementations, including Java, JavaScript, Puri, PHP, Python, Ruby, TCL, ActionScript, and it's also used by Precision Time Protocol as well. Then we go on to January 1st, 1980, which the IBM PC with its BIOS, as well as A6-DOS, MS-DOS, and PC-DOS with their FAT12 file system, were developed and introduced between 1980 and 1981. Alright, so that is why January 1st, 1980 was used. Then we go 5 days later to January 6th. Now that's where GPS counts weeks. A week that is defined to start on Sunday, and January 6th is the first Sunday of 1980. So that's why it's there. Then we go on to January 1st, 2000, with obviously Apple single uses it. And then January 1st, 2001, Cocoa Framework uses it. Alright guys, that is it. Hopefully you like this, subscribe to this channel, like this video, and see you guys next time.